Good morning, everyone. As the sun rises over a landscape blanketed in white, a deep chill settles in, signaling the arrival of something extraordinary. Today, we're waking up to a winter event that's rewriting the record books and testing the resilience of communities across the nation. Winter has arrived with a powerful force across much of the United States. Overnight, a relentless snowstorm swept through cities and towns, transforming familiar streets into icy corridors and leaving neighborhoods eerily quiet under a thick layer of snow. After a week of heavy snow, a new and even more dangerous threat has emerged: an immense wave of Arctic air sweeping across the central and eastern U.S., plunging temperatures to dangerous lows. The wind howls through city streets, and the mercury continues to fall hour by hour, as if winter itself is tightening its grip. Over 200 million Americans are now experiencing this frigid air, from the northern plains of Montana all the way down to the deep south in Alabama. The cold front's reach is astonishing, stretching across thousands of miles and affecting people from all walks of life. Cities like Fargo and Minneapolis have seen temperatures drop to nearly 30 below zero. Actual air temperatures, not just wind chills. In these conditions, exposed skin can freeze in minutes, and daily routines are upended as residents hunker down and brace for the worst. The core of this Arctic air now sits over Illinois and Indiana, where extreme cold warnings are in effect. Local governments are urging everyone to stay indoors, and emergency alerts are being broadcast around the clock to keep people safe and informed. For tens of millions, the next 24 to 48 hours are critical. This is more than an inconvenience, it's a serious weather hazard. Families are gathering indoors, checking on loved ones, and emergency services are on high alert, preparing for increased calls and potential power outages. Stay informed, take precautions, and treat this cold with the respect it demands. Check on neighbors, especially the elderly and vulnerable, and make sure you have supplies to last through the coldest hours. This Arctic blast is a reminder of nature's power and the importance of looking out for one another. An extreme cold warning is the highest alert for cold weather, issued when dangerously low wind chills threaten health and safety. In Illinois and Indiana, dozens of counties are under this warning, with advisories to follow as the cold lingers. These warnings mean frostbite and hypothermia are real risks, even during short trips outside. The message is clear: stay indoors as much as possible. Postpone outdoor plans, keep errands brief, and check on loved ones. The danger doesn't end when the warning does. Advisories mean conditions remain hazardous. This is a regional event, affecting millions, and demands a serious response. Nature is telling us to seek shelter until the threat passes. Let's look at the numbers. Right now, wind chills in Illinois are dropping to a bone-chilling 30 below zero. That's not just a number on a screen, it's a level of cold that can be dangerous for anyone caught outside, even for a short time. These are the kinds of temperatures that can freeze exposed skin in minutes and make even the simplest outdoor tasks feel impossible. Just across the border in Indiana, the situation isn't much better. Wind chills there are ranging between 20 and 25 below zero. Whether you're in a city or a small town, the cold is relentless, seeping into every corner and making travel hazardous. Even after the official warnings expire, the wind chills will linger around 20 below. That's still extremely dangerous. Conditions like these can catch people off guard, especially if they think the worst has passed. It's important to remember that the risk doesn't disappear just because the alert does. Wind chill isn't just a statistic. It's the real, biting sensation your skin feels when the wind whips through the air. It's what makes a cold day feel even colder, and it can turn a short walk into a dangerous situation. When the wind picks up, it strips away the thin layer of warmth your body creates, making it feel much colder than the thermometer says. In these conditions, exposed skin can freeze in just minutes, leading to frostbite or worse. For example, if the air temperature is 0 degrees and the wind is blowing at 15 miles per hour, it actually feels like 19 below zero. That's a huge difference, and it's why meteorologists pay such close attention to wind chill. It's not just about comfort, it's about safety. At these levels, frostbite can occur in as little as 10 minutes. Fingers, toes, noses, and ears are especially vulnerable. If you have to go outside, it's crucial to cover every inch of exposed skin and limit your time outdoors as much as possible. The risk is real, and the consequences can be severe. Frostbite can cause permanent damage. It's not just people who are at risk. Car batteries can fail without warning, leaving drivers stranded in the cold. Water pipes can freeze and burst, causing expensive damage to homes and businesses. The extreme cold puts a strain on everything, from vehicles to infrastructure, and it's important to be prepared for these challenges. The wind doesn't just make you feel colder, it actively strips away your body's natural warmth, making the cold far more dangerous than the thermometer suggests. Even the best winter clothing can only do so much when the wind is howling and the temperatures are this low. It's a battle against the elements every time you step outside. These numbers aren't just statistics, they're a direct warning. The safest place to be during this kind of cold snap is indoors, where you're protected from the wind and the freezing temperatures. Many businesses are closing, and streets are empty as people heed the warnings and stay inside. Authorities across the region are urging everyone to take this event seriously. Emergency services are on high alert, and officials are reminding people to check on neighbors, especially the elderly or those without adequate heat. It's a community effort to keep everyone safe. The cold is not just uncomfortable, it's life-threatening. Hospitals are preparing for an increase in cold-related emergencies, and first responders are bracing for difficult conditions. Every year, people underestimate the danger and end up in serious trouble. So, as the temperatures continue to drop and the wind howls outside, remember, stay inside, stay warm, and stay safe. Your best defense against this dangerous cold is to avoid it altogether. When temperatures plunge to dangerous lows, the risks go far beyond just feeling cold. Two of the most serious threats in extreme winter weather are frostbite and hypothermia. These conditions can develop quickly and have lasting consequences if not recognized and treated promptly. Understanding how they happen, what to look for, and how to respond can make all the difference in staying safe during a cold snap. Frostbite occurs when skin and underlying tissues actually freeze due to exposure to frigid air and wind. It can happen shockingly fast, sometimes in as little as 10 minutes or less, especially when wind chills are severe. Areas most at risk are those farthest from the heart and most exposed, like fingers, toes, nose, and ears. The first warning signs of frostbite are subtle, but important to notice. You might feel tingling, numbness, or a prickling sensation. The skin may turn red, then pale or waxy as the freezing progresses. If you notice these symptoms, it's crucial to act quickly to prevent permanent damage. If you suspect frostbite, get indoors immediately. Remove any wet clothing and gently warm the affected area using body heat or warm, not hot, water. Never rub or massage frostbitten skin, as this can cause further injury. Seek medical attention as soon as possible, especially if the skin blisters or remains numb. Hypothermia is even more dangerous. It happens when your body loses heat faster than it can produce it, causing your core temperature to drop below 95 degrees. This can occur not just in blizzards, but also in damp, windy, or even mildly cold conditions, if you're exposed for long periods. Watch for symptoms like intense shivering, confusion, slurred speech, and drowsiness. As hypothermia worsens, shivering may stop, a sign of severe danger. Without immediate help, hypothermia can lead to unconsciousness and even death. Remember, hypothermia doesn't require snow or ice. It can happen in cool, wet weather, especially if you're not dressed properly or your clothes get damp. Wind and rain can strip away body heat quickly, putting anyone at risk. Certain groups are especially vulnerable, including older adults, young children, and people with chronic health conditions. They may not sense the cold as quickly or be able to warm themselves as effectively. The best way to protect yourself and your loved ones is through prevention. Dress in layers, stay dry, and limit time outdoors when temperatures are dangerously low. If possible, stay indoors and keep your home warm. Cold weather warnings aren't just about comfort, they're about survival. Take them seriously, check on neighbors, and be prepared. Knowing the signs and acting quickly can save lives during extreme winter weather. If you must go outside, your clothing is your shield. Dress in layers, a moisture-wicking base, an insulating middle, like fleece or down, and a windproof, waterproof outer shell. Avoid cotton, it traps moisture and makes you colder. Make sure your outer layer is roomy enough not to compress the insulation. Don't forget your head, hands, and feet. Wear a warm hat, scarf or face mask, insulated gloves or mittens, and thick wool socks with waterproof boots. Mittens are warmer than gloves, and a face covering protects against frostbite. Every bit of exposed skin is at risk. Cover up completely. Layering is about trapping warm air and blocking wind. Proper clothing can mean the difference between safety and serious injury. Extreme cold is a time for community. Check on neighbors, especially the elderly, families with young children, and those living alone. Make sure everyone has heat, food, and supplies. Bring pets indoors. If it's too cold for you, it's too cold for them. For outdoor animals, provide shelter and unfrozen water. Use space heaters safely. Keep them 3 feet from anything flammable. Never leave them unattended, and turn them off before sleeping. Never use generators, grills, or camp stoves indoors. Carbon monoxide is deadly. Install working carbon monoxide detectors on every level of your home. These simple steps prevent tragedy and keep your home a safe haven. Community care and home safety save lives. Why is it so cold? The answer: the polar vortex. Normally, this mass of frigid air stays locked over the Arctic, but a weakened jet stream has let a lobe of it plunge south into the U.S. This isn't just a cold front, it's air straight from the Arctic, bringing record lows. Some scientists believe a warming Arctic is making these polar vortex disruptions more common. As the poles warm, the jet stream weakens, letting cold air escape southward. Meteorologists have tracked this event for days, and it may be just the first of several cold waves this winter. This is a well-defined meteorological event, not a random snap. Be prepared for a long, harsh winter. This Arctic blast is a coast-to-coast event, not just a Midwest problem. Temperatures are running 15 to 25 degrees below average across much of the central and eastern U.S. The coldest air originated in the northern plains, where wind chills have hit -40. Lake-effect snow is piling up in Michigan, while the cold front pushes east, threatening the northeast and even the southeast. Extreme cold watches are in effect as far south as Georgia and the Carolinas. Major cities like New York and Boston are bracing for their coldest days yet. This event shows how interconnected our weather is. One air mass can affect millions across the country. Preparation and caution are needed nationwide. Facing this extreme cold can feel overwhelming, but it's temporary. Our strength lies in preparation, caution, and community. Heed official advice, stay indoors, and check on those around you. Small acts of kindness, like calling a neighbor, make a big difference. Thanks to modern forecasting, we have time to prepare and respond calmly. Understanding the risks empowers us to stay safe. We're all in this together, and by supporting each other, we'll get through it. Warmer days will return. Stay warm, stay safe, and remember, resilience is our greatest asset.